I think Woodley could do it. I think he could land a knockout punch and get it done. You know, I've had some guys in my gym, Colby Covington Incorporated, MMA Masters, that have went to train with Jake Paul in Miami, and you know, they've all kind of said the same information, that they went there and they exposed him, they made him look bad, and of course they turned the cameras off and they're not taking pictures that day, and then they never invite these guys back because Jake, you know, Snake Paul only wants kids that he can beat up and knock out and, you know, boost his ego and his confidence. He doesn't want guys that are actually going to push him in the gym and make him better because, like we said before, he's not a real fighter and he's a little Disney star.
No, I think Paul gonna lose. He have a good level in striking, but not like a professional. Not like a professional like Woodley. I think Woodley gonna kick it.
I got to go with Tyron. I got to, and I'm not naive to think that like Jake is, you know, just a YouTube guy because at the end of the day, like I think it's a real on. I don't know what the odds are for this one either, but I think it's a real on like fight because Jake has the resources, and like the resources as in financially, but also as in like the clout that like every trainer and every, you know, good training partner wants to be, you know, in a video or hired by, you know, or, you know, associated with Jake Paul. So it's not like he's only been training for like 2 years, you know. It's like he's been training with the best of the best, specialized, highly focused training dedicated just on him for 2 years. It's like that, you know, went in one domain of boxing, not you know, morning boxing, evening wrestling, you know, late night jiu-jitsu, like one domain. So, and Tyron's a phenomenal athlete, but he's a phenomenal wrestler, probably first and foremost, with a great powerful right hand. And so we will see. I think it's an actual fight, and I think I'll watch it as opposed to, you know, some of them I don't take much interest in. But yeah, I think it's a real fight, and but I'm gonna go with Tyron for sure.
But you know what? Yeah, it's crazy, man. Of course, I'm always gonna go for my peoples, my culture. You know what I mean? Of course, I'm gonna go for Tyron Woodley, and I believe, you know, I know he's not fighting the best striker of MMA either. He's not going against Robert Whitaker. He's not going against any of these guys. He's not going against Masvidal. He's going against Tyron Woodley, which is, we all know, is a one-punch right hand. You know, because in MMA it's different. You get away with one punch. You know, kind of like Deontay Wilder gets away with it in boxing. Is a one-punch guy, but Tyron, this is really what Deontay Wilder does. So he has more stamina to just throw those punches like that. Because boxing is a different game, but I just don't think Jake Paul has fought anybody. Like, why am I gonna believe this guy when he fought a basketball player, a YouTube guy, and Ben Askren that doesn't, you know, come on, bro, it's like the worst hands in MMA. And he came in fat, he didn't care. Come on, Ben Askren didn't care about that fight. So how am I gonna believe that guy is just gonna come and do damage like that? I believe, now, do I believe, because it's only boxing, we're not boxing with MMA gloves, we're boxing with boxing gloves. So do I believe he's gonna be able to give him some a little bit of trouble? Probably, yes, but I don't think he's gonna get his hand raised. That's enough rounds for Woodley to know. And Woodley is the better athlete to me, is the guy that's been in deep waters where those lungs has burned. You know what I mean? Where you're tired and you're like, and you're still gonna go throw. Jake Paul hasn't been there. He hasn't been there. He doesn't have that experience, and I don't know how Jake Paul reacts when he gets punched in the face really hard at one point. I know how Tyron Woodley reacts. You know what I mean? I know. He's been there. He's been punched before hard. So, Tyron Woodley. I'm going all in with Tyron Woodley.
I definitely see Woodley winning that. You know, I think that Jake Paul is a big, strong guy, but he also hasn't fought anybody that has, like, Woodley has legitimate knockout power, you know, and he hasn't really fought anybody with legitimate, like Ben Askren, you know, like, he's never knocked anybody out. Like, that's never how, like, Woodley's knocked people out. Like, he's a big, athletic dude, and I think that, you know, he's definitely going to take that one.
Oh, man, T Wood with the KO. Yeah, definitely gonna be biased. But I just feel like, you know, even talking to Woodley, he's taking his camp like very seriously. You know, he's almost you you know how like he's taking like a white belt mentality in boxing. You know what I mean? And he's not taking. He's preparing for this fight. You know, kind of like he should be preparing for. And T Wood, I feel like that's something that I've learned from Tyron Woodley when fighting a specialist. Tyron is very good at kind of putting himself in just that discipline. So when he fought Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, he brought in a lot of like karate people, karate coaches, you know, so he could like understand like the mindset of like where they're coming from, which I feel like helps offensively and defensively when you're fighting a guy like that. You want to understand, you know, what he wants to do and why he wants to do it. So I feel like he's doing that same thing in boxing. I think he's gonna, you know, dominate.
It depends which Woodley shows up. Like you got, you know, like if Woodley's as fired up as he says he is, good. I give it to Woodley.
I'm thinking Tyron wins, but I thought Ben was gonna win too. So who knows, man? This is the craziest game, man. One punch can end your life. So I think, but if I was gonna be a guessing man, I would say Tyron.
With that original flow, head kicks with the pros, pictures of fights or anything in the mix. Getting closer to the heart of the flame, bringing conversations with heavy hitting names. You feel the love of the game.